All right, so I wanted to test out GLM and see if it was better than um, Codex when it came to coding a game. And this is a game I created for my kid. It took quite a few prompts to create, and honestly, I'm still not very happy with it. And I'll show you why I'm not happy with this game. Let me just open this up over here. So I've opened up the game over here. I'll go ahead and hit start styling over here. As you can see, the hair doesn't go to where the hair should be. The clothes, same thing, makeup goes someplace else. The outfit, if we change the outfit, it goes someplace else. So it's a mismatch. And this game took over like 2.5 hours on Codex to kind of build out. And it built all the assets that you see over here. It built the interface. It did all of this stuff. But the logic side of it just didn't work. And I was using Codex 5.5. And I can switch over to Codex and show you guys. All right, so I think this is the game. Yeah. So I say the game is not playable when choosing the outfit. They don't change on the model. So we were having problems, and this took like several hours to build. We built the assets on Codex. And there was another prompt from where we carried over from. So I think this was the older prompt we carried over from. And then we kind of tried to go ahead and fix it. And each time it was like it fixed some things, but it broke other stuff. And now we're at the point where it just doesn't the game works, but it's the logically the game is not right. And here are all the outputs for verification state, playable state, generated image, everything, right? So now what we've done is I've thrown this into GLM 5.2. So I zipped this up over here as dressing game, and then I just added these are the files. What I've asked her here, I wanted to fix the bugs and issues with this game. One of the issues is that clothes and hair and shoes don't go in the right places on the model. And then I went ahead and attached a zip file over here. And now it's kind of working through this. So this will probably take some time to work. So I'll let this run, pause the video, and come back to when this is completed and check out the output. Because if this is really as good as they say it is, this should be able to fix a lot of the logical issues that I would otherwise face with Codex. And with Codex, they are logical issues. These are the same logical issues that you will have with Opus 4.8, by the way. So if this was better than Opus 4.8 and Codex, as they say it is, then it should be able to fix these bugs. There are a few other bugs I didn't mention, and let's see if it fixes those as well. And we'll see what the final product looks like. I'll also go ahead and ask it to design a website. So I'll take my design over here. So this is the website I designed with Codex, right? I'll take the design over here and I'll ask it to improve upon the design. So I'll just give it a prompt like, so I've done like, I want you to improve the design and overall functionality of the website, make it look aesthetically and functionally better. And I'll throw in the link to the site. And let's see like how, like what it really comes up with. And then we will know, because I have tried this redesign with a few other models, not very happy with the first shot that it gave me. I want to see like how this turns out. I also want to see how this over here turns out. Will be interesting. So I'll pause the video and come back to when this is completed and show you guys the final result. I think like over an hour to complete. So we'll take a look at if it has fixed the game, but let's take a look at the website at design. This took around 20 minutes, so the website design took 20 minutes to complete, and it's only done the home page. But let's take a look at the design and see if it's any good. So it's also spun up a local server for me to check out the design, similar to how Codex and how Codex and Opus kind of will spin up a local server to show you the website or preview the site. So this over here, the design, I'm not particularly happy about the design, but with a single prompt, this kind of looks good. There are some good aspects to this. For instance, this slide animation you see over here, this animation you see over here, which I did not ask it to add. And also this pop-up that each time you scroll over this, So these are some good touches, and these are not even my company colors, by the way. But I asked it to choose any color it wants, and interestingly, it chooses green, white, and black, or dark green, or whatever, or light green. And I'm not too happy with the color choices here, and so this is a lot like the design choices that Opus would make. So I'm thinking like this is probably being distilled from Opus. I might be wrong, but a lot of these choices are what Opus would make and the type of design Opus would come up with. So, like I would say, the design is okay. It's not better than what Opus would do, but it does have a few unique touches to it. But other than that, it's not really something I would use without prompting it multiple times and fixing it. But then again, to be fair, this is a fraction of the cost of what Opus will cost you, or what even Opus 4.8 would cost you. And with the way they're banning or they're blocking AI in a lot of regions that are, or for a lot of people who are not American nationals, I think models like GLM 5.2 will have to be the go-to model for us. So we'll then take a look at this over here. This is the game bugs that we asked it to fix, and we'll take a look at whether or not it fixed it. It's given us a downloadable file over here, and here's the file. So it says just in game fixed. I'll look into the wrong one. Let's take a look at the index. All right, so start styling. Go ahead and click over here, and as you can see, same problem with this. Yeah, it hasn't really fixed the problem. In fact, if you look at over here, it's actually made it worse. The feet kind of look off. This handbag looks kind of, I don't know. It's like Opus would have, honestly, Opus 4.8 would have done a better job at this. Um, Codex honestly screwed it up. But if you look at this, like this is the problem that I was having to begin with. It's only that now these dresses kind of fit, but there's no way to move them into position. So this is definitely it doesn't work. Now the other problem with using GLM 5.2, the free version. Now I'm not paying for this. This is the free version, and to be fair. And now if I ask it to fix it, I'll add like a screenshot over here. It'll say, this is the absolute mess. Check screenshot. It's under load, so it's not gonna work. It will give me a prompt. So sometimes it will work, sometimes it's not work. That's gonna work. This shows me that this model itself is under tremendous demand. There are a lot of people using it, and a lot of paid users on this, as probably more paid users than free users. But free users are obviously not a priority. And I wanted to take GLM 5.2 for a spin, but throughout the time that I wanted to use this, I was just getting this server error that, they're under tremendous load, and it will switch me to the Flash or the turbo version of the model, which I honestly don't want to use the turbo version. I want to use the full version of the model. So I'll just show you how this looks. So I've attached a screenshot. It's an absolute mess. Check screenshot. And this is like GLM's own built-in interface, by the way. They've tried to make it as simple and as Codex or a GPT-like, but in its missing feature, like I can't actually talk to it, and I can't really like create projects over here. But I can create a test, and I can start a chat. So that's something. So this has gone ahead and uploaded. I think I'll go ahead and send this through, and I'll show you guys the issue with at least the free version, to be fair. I'm not sure if this is an issue with the paid version, which is also, by the way, cheaper. So it's like $16 a month, 16, yeah, but it's under like $17 a month, which is pretty good because the Codex is $20 a month, and then the Opus models are around $20 a month. I'm talking about the subscription, not the tokens. I might consider paying for it if I can give GLM 5.2 a proper spin, because I've not used these family of models. But okay, so I sent this through, and I think it's not under load now, so it's going to work. So you have to try this a few times if you're on the free version, but to be fair, their free version is kind of, it is the kind of the full featured version, unlike what you would get with Codex. And Opus doesn't even have like a free version. And we'll see if it has fixed the bugs, but it has been working. It said it has applied these fixes, the aspect ratio fix, the mixed blend mode fix. But judging by this alone, I haven't taken a look at how it looks in terms of the graphics and if it works. But just by this alone, I can tell you it has not fixed the issue, because all of these are not the problems. I made a list of all the to-dos it had to do to fix the game. But, by judging by this, I'm pretty sure it hasn't fixed the game. But let's take a look. So here we are in the dressing game fix directory. We'll go ahead and do an index. Click and open the game. We'll do start styling, and right off the bat, you can see this is not fixed, right? So if I'm choosing a hairstyle, these are like separate images layered over the other. So it doesn't really, it's not really doing anything. A lot of this stuff is just, it's been layered over the model. It's not like the model is changing their clothes. So this is an absolute fail. I'm not going to try more with it because I think it has pretty much hit its limits. This will require a very detailed prompt, perhaps, to fix, but I don't think this will even then fix the issue, because this is a logical problem that the AI does not understand completely. Let me know in the comments below what your take is on this. I then asked, just to see if it can really build me a game, I then just asked it to build me a Space Invaders game, and I said, all I said was build me a Space Invaders clone that I can play in my browser. I want to have a modern graphics and effects. And then it went ahead and created this to-do list, and the game, it's already been through like half of the to-do list. It's creating the wrappers and stuff. But the game, even at this point over here, it's absolutely playable. So if I hit start over here, and I can play the game. So it's a perfectly playable game, and this is within the browser within GLM's browser. So over here, this is playable even as it is. I do see a few issues over here with the graphics, but this is pretty much, yeah. So just play the game through, see if it goes through over to the next stage. They're also giving me these power-ups. So this rapid fire over here. I just go ahead and alright, so wave 2. So it's pretty much the same thing. Space Invaders is also pretty much the same thing over and over again. I think based on this, it has done a better job of creating an accurate Space Invaders flow with modern graphics and stuff than even Opus did, and even better than what Codex did. So I'll give this somewhere in between Codex and Opus. So this is a pretty good Space Invaders game. I'll go ahead and pause this, and I think I'm happy with the results. If someone asked me like how good GLM is, I would say GLM 5.2 is somewhere between Codex on the low end and Opus 4.8 on the high end. Is it as good as Fable? I haven't tested Fable. I don't know for sure. But judging by this is not as good as Fable. But until we get our hands on Fable, it'll be hard to say. But this is slightly lower than, let's just say, Opus 4.8, and it's slightly better than Codex 5.5. So it's somewhere in between. Now, when Codex 5.6 is out and Fable is out, then this will probably not be as good. Or it could be that 5.6, Codex 5.6 is as good as GLM 5.2. And it could be that it's even better, but the way things stand right now and the way all of this AI stuff is being blocked by the government, I think if you're looking for an affordable model that pretty much does the job, GLM 5.2 does it, but it does have a few drawbacks. One of which is that it takes a lot of time, there's a lot of verbosity, and you have to give it a detailed prompt for it to do what you want it to do. But otherwise, coding-wise, this is a pretty solid model, and it also has a problem with physics. But then, to be fair, Opus 4.8 has a problem with physics. Codex 5.5 also has a problem with physics. So that's something to keep in mind. Hope you guys like the video. Like, subscribe as always. Leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video.